morning, dear students. I am Miss NAVEDA SHAIKH from Brahan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's session, we'll be learning something new and interesting from a science textbook. So let's get started. Good morning, dear students. I am Mrs. NAVEDA SHAIKH from MCGM virtual class. I welcome all my dear students to another and interesting session. In today's class, we'll be learning something new and interesting in your scholarship. And you have a very interesting chapter in your scholarship, that is profit and loss. Now this profit and loss chapter is under unit 5. It comes under applied mathematics. Applied mathematics means you are going to use this sums in your day-to-day life, means you're applying the formulas and whatever you're learning, and that is why it is called as applied mathematics. Okay, so it is the first part of unit 5, that is 5.1. So we'll be learning about profit and loss in this chapter, how to solve the sums, which are the different types of questions that you might get in the examination. So let's get started and learn something new and interesting. First thing that we would like you all to understand is a few terms and few formulas that will help you to solve the sums. Okay, I would like you all to take down this in your book so that while solving the sum, it will be easier for you all to take down and solve the sums quickly. The price at which the goods is bought is called the cost price. Anything that you purchase and give an amount, that is called as the cost price, the amount that you pay for an object. The price at which the good is sold is called the selling price. So if a shopkeeper is selling you something, so that price is called as the selling price of that object for the seller, and for you, when you're purchasing an object, that is the cost price for you. So understood what is the difference between the selling price and the cost price? Cost price means when you purchase an item, anything, okay, the price at which you purchase it, that is the cost price, and the price at which the good is sold is the selling price. If the selling price is more than the cost price, then there is profit. If you are selling an object and getting more money from the amount with which you had bought it. Suppose if you're getting something for 50 rupees and you're selling it for 70 rupees. So you are making a profit. Means the cost price was 50, but that object was for 50 rupees. That means the cost price of that object was 50, but you sold it for 70 rupees. Means if selling price is more than the cost price, then there will be profit. If the selling price is less than the cost price, then there is loss. If I had purchased an item for 50 rupees, but I have sold that object for 30 rupees, means my selling price is less than the cost price. So there will be a loss of 20 rupees. Understood? At times, some expenditure are incurred on transport, labor, etc. This should be added to the cost price. So anything, if you are purchasing, and along with that, if there is some expenses done on traveling, that is transportation of that object, if there was an appliance, उसको transport करने के लिए पैसा लगा, या फिर उसको उतारने के लिए, चढ़ाने के लिए, लेबर के लिए पे करना पड़ा, so that should also be added to the cost price to understand while selling and purchasing. Okay, the total cost price is equal to actual cost price plus expenditure on labor, etc. So if you're talking about the cost price, if cost price means only जिसमें हम लोग खरीद रहे हैं उसका जो ऑब्जेक्ट का जो प्राइस है, दैट नॉट ओनली दैट, बट if you have made any expenditures on it, extra expenditures along with transportation or any labor extra charge अगर उस पर add हुआ है, तो you have to add that also to know the total cost price of that object. Okay, formula 1, you have to remember, profit is equal to selling price minus cost price. If you want, you can write down this: profit is equal to selling price minus cost price, and loss is equal to cost price minus selling price. Let's take a sum. An article bought for rupees 4,963 is sold for rupees 5,354. What is the profit or loss in the transaction? So you have to understand the question. एक article था, उसे sold किया गया था. The article was bought for 4,963 rupees. उसे खरीदा गया था 4,963 में, and then it was sold for 5,354 rupees. Did he make a profit or loss? If you know, you can easily come up with the answer also. First, you should know that whether it was a profit or it was a loss. If you see the numbers at once, you will understand whether it was a loss of rupees 391, whether it was a profit of rupees 391, whether it was a loss of rupees 409 or it was a profit of rupees 409. Okay, so you have to first think. We all know that if you see the numbers, if you know that 4,963 में खरीदा गया था और उसे और ज़्यादा पैसे में बेचा गया, तो it was a profit, right? Explanation, let us see. Here the selling price is more, है ना, than the cost price. The cost price was 4,963, so there is a profit, right? Profit is selling price minus cost price. So 5,354 minus 4,963. So it will be equal to rupees 391. So as we know it is a profit, so profit 391 is the correct answer. So which is the correct alternative? Second option is the correct alternative. So we will mark it. Okay. So this is my correct alternative. Profit of rupees 391 rupees. A stationery purchased 10 sets of pencils, each containing 10 pencils. एक stationery की दुकान थी, वहाँ पर he had purchased 10 sets of pencil. 10 set, ठीक है, not single pencil. We're talking about sets of pencils, pencil के boxes. Each containing 10 pencil. Now each box of pencil had 10 pencils in it. The cost of each set was rupees 45. एक सेट जो था 10 पेंसिल्स का जो सेट था that was for 45 rupees. He sold each pencil for 5 rupees. मतलब वो सेट के अंदर से उसने एक एक पेंसिल को 5-5 रुपए के लिए बेचा. What was his profit or loss in this transaction? So you have to first find out whether it was a profit or it was a loss, and whether it was a profit of how much or loss of how much. ठीक है? So first we will find out. See the options here. Profit of rupees 50 or loss of rupees 50, profit of rupees 45 or loss of rupees 45. Let us see the explanation. A set of 10 pencils cost rupees 45. So selling price of one pencil was 5 rupees, right? We have seen this in the question. And selling price of 10 pencil is rupees 50. If he is selling 10 pencils for rupees 5 each, so it will be rupees 50, है ना? So here he is making a profit. उसका जो पेंसिल का कॉस्ट था that was 45 rupees की 10 pencils, but he made 50 rupees out of it. समझ में आ रही है बात? By selling it for 5 rupees. So he made a profit. So as it is a profit, so you should know in profit what do we do? Selling price minus the cost price. So profit on one set will be 50 rupees minus 45 rupees, which is equal to 5 rupees. So profit on 10 sets will be how much? Question ध्यान से पढ़ेंगे. What was his profit or loss in this transaction? So he made a profit of rupees 5 on one set. तो 10 set पे उसने कितना profit कमाया? 5 into 10. So it will be equal to 50 rupees. The correct alternative is alternative number first. Profit of rupees 50. Hari bought goods worth rupees 50,000 and spent 700 on transport. He has purchased goods of rupees 50,000 and plus he had spent 700 rupees on the transportation of that good. If he sold the goods for rupees 52,900, how much profit did he make? So it is very simple. Here we all know that you have to add the cost price and the expenditure that was done on the goods. So that will be the total cost price. So 50,000 was the cost price and expenses, other expenses is 700. So you will add it. And then you will subtract and see whether the selling price and the cost price, how much is the difference. So that will make you understand how much was the profit did he make. Option is rupees 2000, rupees 2100, rupees 2200 or rupees 2300. So the cost price of the goods is 50,000, expenses of transport is 700. So the total cost price is cost price plus the expenditure. So 50,000 plus 700, which is equal to 50,700 rupees. Now the selling price is 52,900 rupees. And we know that profit is how much? Profit is selling price minus the cost price. So selling price is 52,900 minus 50,700, which is equal to rupees 2,200. So the correct alternative is 2,200 and alternative third is the correct alternative. So we will circle it out. Okay. I hope it is clear to all of you. There is rupees 90 profit on selling an article for rupees 540. What is its cost price? Now here the question is very simple. There is an article which the person had sold for rupees 540 and he made an profit of rupees 90. So you have to know the cost price. Okay, so it is very simple. Is it rupees 630? Is it rupees 450? Is it rupees 440 or is it rupees 460? So I'll give you a few minutes to solve the sum and get the correct alternative, and then we will check the correct option. Okay, so again I'll read the question and make it very clear. There is a 90 rupees profit on selling an article for rupees 540. So I have an article, I sold it and I got it and got 90 rupees profit over it. So what is the cost price? Means you will subtract it and get the correct alternative. Okay, so alternative number 2 is correct. How did I get it? It is very simple. You can easily do that. You can subtract 540, that was the selling price, and 90 rupees was the profit that he made. So you need to know the actual cost price. So you have to subtract it. Okay, so this is 14, this is 4, so you get 5 here and this is 4. So you get rupees 450. So the correct alternative is rupees 450. Alright, let's move on to the next question. The selling price of an article is double its cost price. What is the profit? So if I'm selling an article and it is double its cost price, जितना price था, अगर जो भी material है, that is for 100 rupees, if I'm selling it for double the price, मतलब अगर 100 rupees का, if I'm selling it for 200 rupees, what is the profit? How much is the profit? Is it equal to the selling price? Is it equal to the cost price? Is it double the cost price or is it half of the cost price? So take a few minutes to think the question, get the answer, get the correct alternative and check whether the alternative is right or wrong. I'll just explain it once more. The selling price of an article is double its cost price. मतलब जो उसका cost price था was 100 rupees. I'm just giving you an example. उसका selling price was double its cost price. Cost price कितना था 100, तो 100 का double हो जाएगा 200, right? So double the cost price. What is the profit? Is the profit equal to the selling price or equal to the cost price? The answer is it is equal to the cost price. Why? Because we are making profit of rupees how much? Rupees 100 only. तो that price is equal to the cost price. तो कितना हम लोग हमारा profit कर रहे हैं? It is equal to the cost price. Understood? Gauri spent 350 rupees for repairing a TV set, which was purchased for rupees 14,500. After some days, she sold it for 16,000 rupees. Did she make a profit or incurred a loss? How much? So first understand the question. Gauri had spent 350 rupees for repairing a TV set. How much did she spend? We will just write down and see. She had spent 350 rupees on repairing a TV set. So this much is clear. Okay, this part is clear. Which she purchased for how much rupees? उसने खरीदी थी उसे 14,500 rupees में. Okay, so she had purchased it for this much rupees. That means total उसको कितने का पड़ा ये TV? She purchased, we know that the total cost price of the object is the cost price and the expenditure that was spent on the object or the material. So it is 14,850. This was the total cost price. Okay, I'm just writing it in short. It is the total cost price. This. And she sold it after some days for 16,000 rupees. So she's selling this item for 16,000. So you will subtract. Obviously बात है कि she is making a profit. 16,000 rupees में she is selling it. So you will subtract and get how much profit did she make. Alright. So if you subtract it, you will get the correct alternative. I'll give you all a few minutes to subtract and get the answer. I'll give you all the correct alternatives by the time. So you can check whether the alternative you have selected it right or wrong. So if you subtract 16,000 from and 14,850, you will get 1,150. So the correct alternative is alternative number 3. So it will be 1,150. Okay. So this is the correct alternative. Alternative number 3. So she made a profit. We have come to know whether it was a profit or loss. We know that it was a profit. And she made a profit of rupees 1,150 rupees. Understood? How did we get the answer? Let's move on. Sagar bought a refrigerator for rupees 11,750. So he bought a refrigerator for 11,750. Okay. And spent some amount on transport. He had spent some amount on transport, traveling of that refrigerator. He sold a refrigerator for rupees 12,750. How much did he sold it for? This was the cost price of it. And he sold it for rupees 12,750. That was the selling price that he sold for. In this transaction, whether he made a profit of rupees 300, how much did he spend on transport? In this transaction, we know that he made a profit of rupees 300. Okay, they are saying that he made a profit of rupees profit was how much did he make? 300 rupees. Okay, so in all, how much did he spend on transport? Transport was how much? So have to find that. Understood? So let us see the option. It is very simple again. You know the difference between the cost price and the selling price. Then you know how much is the profit. So if you subtract it, you will get the answer for the transport. Understood? So whether the amount was rupees 300 spent on transport, or it was rupees 400, rupees 450, or rupees 700. So if you subtract it and get, first subtract the cost price and the selling price, you will come to know actual profit that he made. Okay, and out of that profit, if you subtract 300, you will get the amount that is spent on the transport, and the correct alternative is alternative number 4, that is rupees 700. I will explain you again. You subtract these two things, okay, subtract them, and when you subtract 11,750 from 12,750, you will get 1,000 rupees, right? 1,000 rupees uska profit tha after selling it. Okay, but we should also remember that he had expended, he had also put some amount in transportation. So it is saying that after selling it, he got a profit of rupees 300. So you have to minus this much, 300 rupees from this 1,000. So it is 700 rupees. Okay, so the total amount that he spent on transportation was rupees 700. I hope this is clear to everybody. John purchased a motorcycle for rupees 20,000 and sold it for rupees 25,000. Did he make a profit or loss, and how much? A very simple question that you can solve it by yourself. Whether it was a profit, first you have to understand whether it was a profit or whether it was a loss. So John purchased a bicycle for 20,000 rupees, right? And sold it for rupees 25,000. So obviously baat hai, he is making a profit, right? So he is making a profit. Whether the profit is how much, that you have to know. So you can simply subtract and get the correct alternative. So whether the profit is rupees 2,000, whether the loss is rupees 5,000, or profit of rupees 5,000, or the loss of rupees 2,000. So if you subtract it, you will get 5,000 rupees. And we all know that it was a profit. So the correct alternative is alternative number 3. That is rupees 5,000. Okay, it has to be this quick. You should be able to solve the sum this quickly. Joey bought 400 eggs for rupees 2,000. During transport, 50 eggs fell down and broke. Okay, so Joey had bought 400 eggs for 2,000 rupees. During transportation, 50 eggs fell down and broke. So अभी कितने eggs बचे उसके पास? 350 eggs बचे. Okay. He sold the rest of the eggs for rupees 6. So you have to multiply by 6. What profit did he make? So if he has he has spent rupees 2,000 for 400 eggs, and if he's selling the eggs for rupees 6 each now, so what will be the profit that he is making? Option number 1 is rupees 100, option number 2 is 200, option number 3 is 60, and option number 4 is 120 rupees. So the correct alternative is alternative number 1, because Joey is making 100 rupees out of profit out of this transaction. Okay, so I'll just explain you how is he making. He has spent rupees 2,000 on purchasing 400 eggs. He is left with only 350 eggs because he is already broken, and 50 eggs have been broken, so 350 eggs are left. Now he is selling it for rupees 6 each. So you're multiplying it, you will get 2,100 rupees, and we all know how to find out the profit. So you are subtracting 2,100 from 2,000, you're getting 100 as the answer. Okay, so the correct alternative is alternative number 1, that is 100. Lalita Bai bought 70 cookers at 800 each. The cost of transport was rupees 1,250. She sold the cookers for rupees 63,000. What was her profit? So we know that there is a profit. So if there is a profit, you know the formulas also. ठीक है. So first understand, Lalita Bai bought 70 cookers at 800 each. मतलब 70 कुकर्स थे जो 800 रुपीज में उसने खरीदी थी, एक कुकर. ओके, सो यू विल know that how much did she spend. You have to multiply. Okay, so 800 multiplied by 70. So if you multiply 800 by 70, it is very simple. Just multiply 8 into 7 and write down the zeros. 56,000 was the amount that she purchased the cookers total, plus she also spent on transport. So that was how much did she spend? 1250 rupees. So this is the total cost price. Now this is the cost price, this is the expenditure that she spent on, okay, extra expenses. You add it and you will get the total cost price of the object now. So you will get 57,250 rupees, right? So this is the total cost price. Everybody, 57,250 rupees, and she has sold the cooker for rupees 63,000. So there is a profit. So 63,000 minus 57,250. So by the time you all subtract, I'll give you all the options. Option number 1 is 4,750. Option number 2 is 5,250. Option number 3 is 5,750. Or option number 4 is 5,850. So the correct alternative is 5,750. That is option number 3. When you subtract these two numbers, you will get 5,750 rupees of profit she has got. Okay, you should know the formulas of profit, finding out profit. How can you do that? If there is some expenditure, you have to add that. You have to remember that also. Okay. Rohit purchased 3 dozens pencils at the rate of 3.5 rupee per pencil. He sold all the pencil for rupees 150. Did he make a profit or incurred a loss? How much? First understand whether it was a profit or loss from the question itself. Then we will work out and solve the sum and get the numbers. Rohit purchased 3 dozens of pencils at the rate of 3.5 rupee per pencil. He sold all the pencil for rupees 150. Now pay attention. First part mein we will understand whether it was a profit or a loss. 3 dozen pencils he has. So 1 dozen of pencil is how much? 12. Right? So 3 into 12. Everybody knows what is it? It's 36. 36 pencils were there. 3 dozen pencils at the rate of 3.5 rupee. So 3.5 means 3.5. 3 rupees 50 paise per pencil. He sold all the pencils for rupees 150. Now let us understand this. How much was the cost price? If you multiply these two values, 36 into 3.5 means 36 pencils were sold at the rate of 3.5 rupees. He has purchased, not sold. He has purchased it. So it is 126. Rohit purchased the pencils at rupees this much. 3 dozen pencils. He sold all the pencils for 150 rupees. So now he is selling it. This is the cost price. Okay. And he is selling it for rupees 150. So this is the selling price. Obviously, you all can see that selling price is greater than the cost price, right? So it is a profit. So we know that the answer will be in profit. Now how much is the profit? 150 minus 126, right? You all minus, I'll give you all the correct alternative by the time. Alternative 1 is profit of rupees 120. Alternative 2 is profit of rupees 24. Third alternative is loss of 24 rupees or loss of rupees 42 rupees. So if you subtract it, you will get 24 as the answer. We know it is already a profit, so it will be option number 2. That is profit of rupees 24. If a car is purchased for 65,000 rupees and sold it for 54,000 rupees, then how much was the loss? It is also a very simple question. You all have to simply subtract the values and get the answer. If a car is purchased for 65,000, okay, 65,000 rupees and was sold for rupees 54,000 rupees. If it is sold for rupees 54, you will subtract and get the correct alternative. So if you subtract, by the time you subtract, I'll give you all the correct alternative. Is it 10,500? Is it 11,500? Whether it is 1,500 or it is 11,000. So when you subtract 65,000 and 54,000, you will get answer as 11,000 rupees. Okay. So the correct alternative is alternative number 4. Understood? Which of the following statement is true? If cost price is greater than selling price, then there is a profit. If selling price is greater than cost price, then there is a loss. Now this you have to remember the first slide that we talked about. Okay. If selling price is less than cost price, then there is a profit. Or if the cost price is less than the selling price, then there is a profit. So you have to understand profit and loss. We all know that selling price has to be more in order to have a profit. And अगर cost price ज़्यादा है और selling price कम है तो loss है. ठीक है? So profit और loss समझ में आ गया. You just have to know proper English to understand these statements. It is saying which of the following statement is true. If cost price is greater than the selling price, then there is a profit. Is it true or wrong? If the cost price is greater, see, I'll just write down and explain you so it will be clear. Cost price, if it is greater than the selling price, so is it a profit or a loss? So it is loss, right? So this is wrong. If the selling price is greater than the cost price, it is a loss. No, it will be profit. So this one is also wrong. If selling price is less than the cost price, if selling price is less than the cost price, it will be a profit. No, it will be a loss. If cost price is less than the selling price, then it will be a profit. Yes, it is true. So the correct alternative is alternative number 4. That is, if you have to have a profit, you should have selling price more and cost price less. Understood? I hope this is clear to all my students. Let us solve a few questions for homework. You all can write down the answers in the comment section below. If 12 dozens guavas were bought for rupees 864 and were sold for rupees 6.50 each, how much is the profit or loss? First you have to find out whether it is a profit or is it a loss, and then work on it and get the correct answer. Is it profit of rupees 72, loss of rupees 72, profit of rupees 36 or loss of rupees 36? A shopkeeper sells 20 watches for rupees 9,000 and makes a profit of rupees 500. What is the cost price of a watch? So here The options are rupees 450, rupees 425, rupees 550 or rupees 525. We know that there are 20 watches and he has sold for rupees 9,000 and he is making a profit of rupees 500 also. So first thing, you have to understand the formula which you're going to use here, and then you can easily solve the sum and get the correct alternative. I'll give you a few minutes to solve this sum and check the correct alternative. You have to remember here what you're supposed to do. You know that there is a profit. You have to make use of the formula for used for profit. The correct alternative is alternative number 2, that is 425 rupees. Okay. Next question for homework. On selling an article for rupees 550, there is a loss of rupees 50. If the same article is sold for rupees 700, what is the profit? So here it is already telling you that it is a profit. Okay, so you know which formulas to use and get the answer. Is it rupees 50? Is it rupees 150? Is it rupees 200 or is it rupees 100? I hope the things are quite clear to all of you all. In the next coming period, we'll be learning something new and interesting. Till then, thank you. If you like our session, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can share and view the videos that we had today for you. And please do not forget to hit the bell icon so that you remain updated with all the latest videos that we'll be making for our dear students. This session was quite useful to you. In the next coming period, we'll learn something new and interesting. Till then, thank you.